Hello, Chiefs fans. Welcome to Kingdom Corner. I'm your host, Danilo DiGiulio, aka Thunder Dan. We've got a fun show for you today. Starting with the Chiefs putting week one in the win column, which is always a good way to start the week. As expected, the Texans were not up to the task of facing the defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Your team and mine. Former Pro Bowler and new Houston running back David Johnson, he looked good. He looked more like Arian Foster out there than Amon Green, let's say. He was spry, exploded through holes, scored a touchdown, had a good night all in all. Texans secondary did some solid tackling, and as always, Deshaun Watson was just plain fun to watch. Aside from that, it looked like Houston was playing preseason speed and struggling to make up for the loss of DeAndre Hopkins. They can't get that figured out. It could be a long season for the Texans, their fan base, and possibly a swan song for their coach, Bill O'Brien. That's not our problem. Of course, it could just be a case of, facing the best team in the NFL in the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead and flat out getting beat. Either way, Kansas City starts the season 1-0. And this week, they're on the road. Week 2 brings a road game at Los Angeles, where they're going to face the Chargers. Twice a year, every season, they face this team, and people can't seem to pin the fact that the Chiefs are just better. It's a home opener at SoFi Stadium for the Chargers, or as I like to call it, the IKEA Overflow parking lot. Seriously, folks, I lived in Los Angeles from 2003 to 2019, and Angelino football fans have been teased with the promise of new teams, new stadiums, many times. There was much ballyhoo and hoopla these past few years. I remember seeing the news reports, numerous artists' renderings and architectural diagrams of a facility of glass and gleaming steel that looked like it was straight out of Greek mythology, belonged on Mount Olympus to entertain the likes of Zeus and Hera, Hercules. The end result of that football foreplay is a stadium that looks a lot like a combo open-air mall and carport, complete with clear ceiling in the California sun. So bring your sunscreen for those games next season, folks, especially the daytime games. It's going to be hot, and you will get burned. Perhaps not as badly burnt as I expect the LA Chargers secondary, including new Chargers addition and old Chiefs foe Chris Harris Jr., formerly of the Denver Broncos, to be this Sunday when they host the Legion of Zoom. Along the linebacking level, look for LA's linebacker, his player to watch, rookie and former Oklahoma Sooner Kenneth Murray, player I would have liked to see on the Kansas City Chiefs roster, but I'm happy with Willie Gay Jr. There's a lot of talk about Austin Eckler's receiving ability out of the backfield, the Bolts' big receivers, and the pass rush of Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. It's true, they're all talented. May I counter with a pair of running backs in Darrell Williams and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who are both adept at catching the football, the latter of whom is a rookie whose receiving skills have yet to be unleashed and may occur from the slot or out wide, as well as from the backfield. Add to that the fastest receiving core in the NFL, with game breakers across the field, including at tight end, where Kansas City has the best in the game. You heard me correctly, 49er fans, anyone else out there who's got an argument, the best. Travis Kelce is an NFL record-breaking machine almost weekly, while the Chargers' youngest tight end is the oft-injured Mr. Potential, Hunter Henry. Big, fast, strong, fragile as glass, it seems. We'll see if he lasts this season. Across the line of the defensive side of the ball, the Chiefs field a bevy of talented pass rushers led by star players and play design obliterators, Chris Jones and Frank Clark, whom I would not trade to the Chargers for their talented bookend pass rushers, even if they threw in a pack of draft picks. Behind them is a coverage group that showed speed, awareness, and excellent coverage ability in Week 1, with rookie L'Jarius Sneed topping the night off with his first career NFL interception. Sneed was all over the speedy Houston receivers, and I don't expect him to be overwhelmed by anyone lining up in front of him from LA. And I do mean anyone. Mr. Allen, looking at you. Two key areas that most pro Chargers pundits don't want to think about are the matchups at coach and quarterback. Andy Reid is not arguably, but absolutely one of the best all time to carry the play sheet and wear the NFL head coaching headset. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Showtime Mahomes, Captain Ketchup, fill in fun nickname. I'm not going to say anything about his voice because it's getting better and smoother. Well, the accolades abound for Patrick, and he's deserving of every single one of them. Anthony Lynn is considered a player's coach, well liked, and a solid football man. Quarterback Tyrod Taylor is a very well known commodity. At the worst, he's a journeyman with a strong arm and some escapability. At best, he's a poor man's Deshaun Watson. The Chiefs' defense just dismantled the golden bossed, platinum trimmed Waterford crystal version of Deshaun, the man himself. So the poor man's version, probably not going to fare well. Recent football memory is littered with prognosticators announcing season after season, without fail, that the Chargers will win the West this time. Look at the record books will show that the past decade has seen two teams taking the AFC West title 5 times each. Those teams are the currently rebuilding Denver Broncos. Got a good quarterback over there, some good players coming along. It's going to be a minute, though. The other team is your Kansas City Chiefs, who are on a 4-season title streak and looking to make it 5 this season, en route to running it back for back-to-back Super Bowl wins, a feat that hasn't been accomplished in 16 years by that other team who shall not be named. They don't have their quarterback anymore. That's a hint. The Chiefs will play this week without Colin Saunders, or Alex Okafor along the D-line. And Charvarius Ward will not be lining up at corner. He's going to rest his broken hand, as all three have been declared out. I expect the red and gold platoon that is Sack Nation to perform admirably in next man up fashion. While the secondary could see the addition of, say, Bo Pete Keys, another speedy, long rookie cornerback. She's picked up a lot of guys like that with speed, height, length. If he's 70% of what Snead was like last week, the DB group, they'll be fine. Spags will have him humming. The only player on the injury report for LA is backup running back Justin Jackson, who's listed as doubtful. If Jackson can't suit up, then Eckler will share reps with camp favorite. Well, the camp favorite who traveled just down the road, the 405, to SoFi Stadium. Former UCLA running back, rookie Joshua Kelly. Sounds like he had a great camp. Actually, he probably took the city streets. The 405 is a constant traffic jam. It's a total nightmare. I'm not even kidding. Absent from the Chiefs injury report, but in all seriousness, worth noting, is a fan who's at Arrowhead for the week one action, and has since tested positive for COVID-19. It's no joke, folks. Take it seriously. That means a few dozen individuals from that game's audience will be watching the Chiefs-Chargers game from quarantine. Get well soon, fan. Hope the symptoms aren't serious, and I hope no one else from the game contracts the virus. We'll wait and see if this affects the Chiefs' position regarding live attendance at games going forward. We've got a little less than a week to think it over. It's a serious matter, and I don't think they'll take it lightly. The Chiefs brass is pretty solid that way. This week and all season long, the seats at SoFi will remain empty. So the only people getting burned in that stadium will be the aforementioned LA cornerbacks and anyone who gets the undesirable duty of covering Travis Kelce in place of his previously planned and expected dance partner, the immensely talented DB, linebacker, combo, whatever you want to call him, super athlete Derwin James, who's once again on IR. This also means there won't be any fans available to check out the food vendors at the stadium for me. Curious to see if they're going to be selling $2 Swedish meatballs. They're so yummy. It's the IKEA thing. Yeah. Anyway, last season, with all-time Chargers great Phillip Rivers at quarterback commanding the huddle, LA lost both games versus the Chiefs. And I believe this trend will continue. Why, you ask? Andy Reid is 11-1 versus the Chiefs, dating back to October 2014. with the one being a very questionable result at best. If you think back to 2018, snow, uncalled pass interference, called pass interference, winding Phillip Rivers, it's awful. Given the fact that after a strong home opening win, Big Red has had an extra 3 days to prepare for the Bolts, who eked out a win against Cincinnati when their Bengals kicker doinked an upright and missed what would have been a game-winning chip shot field goal. The Chargers' chances in this one look to be slim and none. And slim isn't going to be at SoFi either. So you can do the math. Before you say trap game, the season just started. So every player is on high focus mode. And these Chiefs players, most of whom are new owners of newly minted Super Bowl rings, they know all too well the importance of divisional games. This matchup isn't going to go under the radar for anybody on that roster or that coaching staff. The very least of which will be Patrick Mahomes and Coach Reed. They're going to be on these guys to play their best. I see Patrick Mahomes remaining undefeated all time in September games, his birthday month, as the Chiefs cruise through another strong performance, capitalizing on some miscues by their opponents in powder blue. Chiefs are going to win big. I'm saying 42-14. Could get more AM than that, too. We'll see. Thanks again for stopping by Kingdom Corner. Check me out on Chiefs Chat, where co-host Hong Forrest and I discuss all things relating to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on my Thunder Danity 8 pages here on YouTube, as well as on Twitch and Facebook Gaming. From all of us here at RGR Football, I'm Danilo DiGiulio. Have a happy Sunday. Happy birthday, Patrick. And how about those Chiefs?
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.